Welcome back to the channel, fellas. Today, we're checking out Northwestern out of the Big 10 Conference. Number 22 starting the year. Can they keep up the momentum and challenge for the Big 10 championship? Let's check it out. Checking out their 2019-2020 schedule. They start the year at 13 Stanford. Holy crap, what a game to start. They've got UMass, UNLV, Nebraska, Ohio State, Minnesota, Middle Tennessee, Iowa, Michigan State, Michigan, Purdue, Illinois to end the year. Northwestern, that's a pretty rough schedule when you've got 13 Stanford out of conference and you're playing 2 or 3 of your best teams in conference. Let's check out the first game because we're here. Kirk is rocking with Stanford. They're ranked higher, obviously. Stanford is ranked better overall offense and defense. So every category. Northwestern, good luck. Like, all of us are pulling for you. We love to see upsets. Northwestern's actually one of my favorite teams. I don't know why, honestly. Maybe it's the purple. It's a different kind of color. But Northwestern, good luck. We'll check out what happens in the rest of the season. Let's get it. Now let's check out this recruiting class. John Lynch, the top Northwestern recruit, 73 overall quarterback. My man, redshirt a year, maybe play the next. You're going to be a beast. He's going to be a 90 overall by the time he ends his career at Northwestern. Pretty solid class. Actually kind of decent class for Northwestern here. We're here to tell Casey Johnson, 55 overall center. Good luck on seeing the field, my man. If you sit and you develop and you take your time, you'll probably see the field. Good get for Northwestern there. They did have a finalist for the Mackey Award. Couple school records. Only 5 wins. Wow, that stinks for Northwestern. And I had to throw this in because I just love these taglines here. Fighting Illinois, limp out of Evanston, rocking a 34-17 win there for Northwestern. They lose to Stanford. Okay, Stanford is number 2, 11-1. That's not a bad loss, 31-33 to start the season. Then they play UMass. They win. They lose to UNLV, who that's probably one of the more questionable losses I've ever seen, 7-31. Then they beat Nebraska. They lose to Ohio State. You kind of expect that. 11-1 on the year. Only number 7, though. Then they play Minnesota and Middle Tennessee, beat both of those teams, lose to Iowa, get shellacked by Michigan State, don't even score 1 point. My God, they're just getting beat left and right. And they lose to Purdue, and then they beat, Illinois, of course. In the leaders section of the Big 10, they come in very low there. Northwestern, what you're doing, 8th in the conference. You do see this being kind of top-heavy, though. You see Michigan and Ohio State 11-1 apiece, 7-1 in conference, and then you've got 8-4 Michigan State, 9-3 Penn State, and then 9-3 Iowa and 8-4 Wisconsin right there, and Nebraska 6-6, and then Northwestern. Ouch. That's a hard year. That's a hard thing to swallow. We see Washington, the unanimous number 1. 61 votes in the coaches poll, 1,500 points, the closest being Stanford at 1189. That's probably the largest gap I've ever seen. For fun, what does the BCS say? They're 12-0, of course, the number 1, but Stanford only 5 thousandths away, so the gap is not quite as big in the BCS as it is in the coaches poll. We have to check out the Heisman race here. We see Scarlett from Stanford. Of course, he's up there. They're killing it this year. Madison from Boise, I don't see that one very often. We see Swift from Georgia, he's usually up there. Fester from Clemson having a bomb of a year, never see his name in these. And then Perry from Navy, I've seen his name 4 or 5 times. So very interesting to get Fester and Madison up there. You don't typically see those guys in the Heisman race. Scarlett will win the Heisman. Stanford, you're not coming in second, you're getting first this year. Though, Madison and Swift kept it very close. Scarlett, 1,654 yards on the ground, 20 touchdowns, 21 receptions for almost 300 yards, and 3 reception touchdowns. My man, Scarlett, Stanford, congratulations on finally getting that elusive Heisman. It's been a couple years. We do see number 1 Washington, number 2 Stanford. It's a all Pac-12 championship this year. 2 teams, 1 trophy. Does it get much better than this? No, it does not, because the Pac-12 never sees that. Kirk is rocking with Stanford, 11-1, 8-1 in conference. Over number 1 Washington, 13-0, 10-0 in conference. Stanford is not ranked better in any rating except for rush offense and turnover differential, and it's barely ranked better on turnover differential. Their rush offense is pretty good, though. So Scarlet going to have a big day, hopefully. I think the only way they win is if they control the time of possession, the clock. They get rolling. You never know. Washington, I'm not really sure. Their offense is pretty beastly. Number 5 overall. Only 9 yards better than Stanford, though. So, I don't know. I'm rocking with Kirk on this one. I think if Stanford can run the ball well, they're going to kill it, and they're gonna take this one from Washington. And Washington takes down Stanford, ending the year 14-0. What a first half for Washington. Halftime, 12-35. Washington scores 28 in the second quarter. Rip Stanford. You can't win when you give up 28 in one quarter. Stanford does outscore Washington 13-3 in the second half, but you can't get it done doing that. They rushed pretty evenly, 186-159, and passed actually pretty evenly too, 247-244. But when you come down to the turnover battle, you cannot turn it over and win the game. Washington with 0 turnovers, that's going to be big. 19 penalties, and of course Washington wins the time of possession. You expect the winning team to win the time of possession. That's typically how it goes. Checking out our season stats for Northwestern. Johnson, good for over 2,000 yards, top 78 in the country. We do see Harris at 770 yards, top 131. Not really getting it down on the ground. Typically, you want to have at least a 1K yard rusher. Skronik, good for 756 receiving yards, top 100 in the country. Wow, pretty good year for some receivers there, 1,600 yards. Gallagher, good for 33 solo tackles. You want more than that. Miller, 6.5 sacks, that's pretty good. Top 40 in the country. Not bad at all, my man. And then Neal, 3 interceptions, good for top 120. Cheevers, though, dang, 8 interceptions on the year. What a beast. And, of course, our NCAA kicking leader, we are Kubander, good from 48. That's not going to get it done. Top 60 in the country. You got to be elite. You got to kick it well. That's just it is what it is. If you want a good result at the end of the year, you generally have to kick the ball well. That's going to be it from me. If you stuck around this long, I appreciate you. Please like, comment, subscribe. I'm out. Peace.